on China, unless there's
It's fine.
more on.
Go ahead.
Okay. With the removal of Qin Gang as foreign minister, has the U.S. extended the invitation that he originally accepted to visit the United States back in June to his replacement or anybody else?
I don't know if we have yet officially extended that invitation, but it was an invitation to the foreign minister. Obviously, Wang Yi is now serving in the role of foreign minister, so I would expect that the invitation would be extended to him. Whether that has actually happened, I do not know. We are engaged in a number of conversations with Chinese government officials even as we speak, and I would expect at some point we would make clear that the invitation extends to the new foreign minister.
Okay. And you would expect it to be accepted?
I would expect so, given that the Chinese government had already accepted the invitation. I would assume they would, but of course I won't speak for them.
Okay, still on China, but slightly separate topic. There's been this drumbeat of revelations regarding Chinese cyber activity, whether that's targeting email accounts within this department or reportedly embedded malware in military systems. Is it fair to say that cyber activity by the Chinese, including malicious cyber activity, is on the increase even as diplomatic engagement is increasing?
I am going to, as we have before, decline to comment on any specific incident, which I know you were asking it generally, but you were referring to increased diplomatic engagement. So I think you were getting at a specific reported attempt. So I won't speak to any specific action. I will just say generally that we constantly monitor attempts to breach our various systems. And as the Secretary has made clear, when we see those attempts, we don't hesitate to hold the actors accountable.
But can I follow up on that? If I may?
If Olivia yields the floor.
You had a follow-up? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
One quick one, and then I'll turn it over to you, Leon. It's just, in the past, the U.S. has tried to, engage with China, say, to roll back cyber activity that had a momentary effect and seems to have subsided almost entirely. So I'm just wondering if there's any thinking going into reinitiating that kind of conversation.
I will say that the Secretary did raise the issue of attempts to breach United States systems in his meeting with Wang Yi, and raised it to say that we always watch for this type of activity and we will never hesitate to hold people accountable for it.
Thank you. Leon, over to you.
No, I was just wondering why you are so reluctant to, to spell out the things as they are. You've always been very keen in the past to say that, there were Chinese hackers or this or that. And in this incident, which comes at a time, as was pointed out, that there are a lot of diplomatic engagements with Beijing, you're being very
we have yet to determine an actor, which leaves me unable to speak to specific actions we would take to hold specific countries accountable. I've said before, we have no reason to doubt the assessment that Microsoft made, but the U.S. government itself has not made its own attribution, so that leaves me in a place where it's difficult to speak about.
Microsoft came out and said it was.
That's what I said, and we have no reason to doubt it, but until the United States government makes its own assessment, which is a technical matter, it leaves me unable to comment specifically on the incident.